Just another day of combining. We moved fields, got over here. We didn't think we were going to cut today. Today is Sunday. They're giving big chances of rain. We've got the grain cart completely loaded up, and this combine is loaded all the way. The truck just got here. Elevators are open. Hopefully we can get a couple trucks in this afternoon quick. Having to mow this down. This is dry land. I'm having to scalp it. It's kind of a bummer. I grow this wheat for crop rotation and everything, and a lot of times I like to leave it no-till, and I don't know if we'll have enough stubble here, having to cut it down so short for next year's cotton crop. But at least it's yielding good. I think it's making right at 30 bushels an acre dry land, which is fantastic. So I'm about to go load this big old truck up. He's been hauling for me and my brother this afternoon. Got another truck coming. Got a nice rig. Man, it's super nice. But next thing on my list is going to be come and get these terraces sprayed. I haven't sprayed them because I don't want to run over my crop. So I'm going to have to blast these terraces. Whew, they look rough. Well, I don't know if y'all can see the water. Can't out that window, but this window is wet. Tractor's wet. Combine's wet. Rain is wet. And luckily, we got her unloaded into that truck. We don't have a tarp on our grain cart, but we got it all unloaded. Yeah, it rained out. I gotta make it from here to there.
Stay dry.
Made it. Now I gotta get out of here. Holy cow. Alright, so we got rained out of the field with the combine just the other day, and it's rained each day since. Last night we had 4 inches. So throughout the weekend, starting Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, we've had 7.6 inches of rain. Fields are standing underwater. They look a lot better right now than they looked this morning. This is one of my farms here. This is my neighbor's farm. But the problem is, I farm this farm right in front of this road, and my lake is maybe 60 acres big. So I definitely lost cotton up there. You can see the little cotton sticking right above the water, which is okay, that'll live. But where it gets underwater for a couple days, more than likely it'll die. But you can see the lake down there completely underwater. That's probably a 40-acre-ish lake right now. Luckily, it looks like it's actually going down, which is, oh, thank goodness. Cut this pivot of wheat here Saturday afternoon. Oh man. I got it harvested then. I don't know if we would have got it harvested, so that's a super big blessing. We were able to get that combined. Where we are combining and we did get rained out, we only got 3 inches up there, so hopefully we'll have us a 10-day dry spell maybe. Let us get our crops on out, finish getting sprayed, and go from there. This ditch busted earlier and just completely filled my field. You can see where it ran off good right there. It's just a flood zone. As you can tell, the water is still just flooding across my farm. Might not have to water that zone for a while. Those are deep ditches right there. That's a lot of flowing water. A couple days after the rain, you can tell the ground is just black, soupy, muddy. Rained 3 inches here. But anyway, hopefully she'll crank up. Whew. Crank right up. Fetching this combine out of the field, we're still gonna have to leave her header on for a little bit till we can get to where our trailer was parked along the highway where it's dry enough. This is dry enough, but we can't get the header in. The roads are muddy. There's treacherous places, I guess you should say, that we can't get in and out. But we're gonna take the combine down the highway for a little bit with the header on, and then we can get this header unhooked and get get back over to the barn. We've got a clinking noise in our header somewhere right over here, and feeder house chain needs tightened. While we're sitting for a day or two, really want to go over this machine. We got another 160 here to cut, and I got another field to go do. I just as soon be working on this combine because it's still not done with our harvest yet. I'm going to give this thing some full throttle, and we're about to cross this ditch. Okay, I think the next thing on our list, we're gonna wash this combine off a little where we threw all this mud on it. So this is the piece that needs fixed here. You can tell someone's already put a patch on it before. So hopefully we can not just grind those out, put us a new piece over the top of that. This little bitty sheet metal, the top of this had a hole in it, so I put a piece of sheet metal over the top of it and wrapped it, tacked it in there. Don't judge my welding. Some thin metal. I got a new bubble up tube coming, just ordered it a while ago on the phone. We're gonna put that in when it gets here. But you can see this one's pretty wore out. It's got a pretty good hole in it going right there, and while we're getting this fixed, might as well have this fixed. Now everything in the grain tank is in good shape. Holy cow, it's hot in here. Everything you touch just burns your hands. But they're cutting me out another patch. So we were welding on this. We realized we had another hole right at that shadow. So we're gonna put a patch going down right there. That'll keep grain, when we get this tank loaded up, that'll keep grain from falling back down in that elevator and not have to worry about grain going back down. Today is another day of working on the combine. We've got this piece here, this silver piece, that's got, obviously it's got a big hole in it right here. So what we're doing is stenciling it out onto this other piece of metal that we found. And it's the right thickness, everything in it is just, it's perfect. So I got me some chalk. I'm just outlining it. I got a lot of holes to drill in this piece. We're gonna cut this out with a torch, grind it up, make it really smooth and pretty, and install it on the combine. But that big piece that I'm chalking with the chalk right now that we're gonna cut goes right up there, and that keeps these whirly birds, or whatever they're called, to sling the debris of the combine out. I was noticing the other day we were getting a lot of chaff shoved back up the front on this side, and I believe it was going through this hole. See my stencil there? Looks really pretty drawn out. We'll see what it looks like torching it. Alright, we got her manufactured up here. And boy, does she look pretty. Got her combine back to the field. Just cut a little sample, hauled that to the elevator, and the sample tested good. They said bring us a truck, we'll check the next truck. If the next truck looks good, just stay after it. So we got our little repairs we've been working on pretty well done. Still waiting on a couple parts. They're not mandatory for the functionality of the machine. They're just kind of want-tos. We replaced these bushings and these blinkers here. They were real flimsy. These two lights here were busted out, so we put them in. I had to make that big plate that goes under there. We're still waiting on a little bit of belting for that big plate and a bubble up tube. Waiting on that. This should all be here in the next day or so, but for right now we need to be combining. There's another chance of rain tonight, and this grain is just dry enough to pass the test to bring it on. Combining as hard as we can go. Cutting dryland terraces right now. I think they're doing pretty good. Just got my first dump off. So just put that on the cart. I'm having to cut this stuff off on the ground. It makes it hard to cut. But it's a lot to watch when you're trying to hand drive and watch your header. It's doing a good job. You can see it kind of bridge up over there for a little bit. That's how you know when your header's getting too high. Wildest thing is I was just loaded up and I unloaded and stopped. Then I took back off and it wouldn't go in my header. I guess the combine was squishing down because the weight of the grain in the grain tank. Just pulled into the pivot. I think this pivot's doing pretty good. Pretty solid crop. It is a nice windy West Texas day. Just made a round. Humidity's still a little high. Just kind of wanting to see what this combine's doing. I figured it being pretty tough, it's not gonna thrash very good. There's some immature stuff right there. Heads are thrashed out pretty good. I think it actually looks really good. Got some nice wheat coming in this morning. See my straw on that last pass. We're gonna get just 2 hopper loads and put them on some gravity wagons. I've got a grain cleaner, and later this year we'll get this grain back out and we'll run it through the cleaner and clean it up real nice, and that way we'll have planting seed for next year. Well, from this view, that trailer looks pretty small. It's been a successful harvest. Got all 400 acres that I had to combine. So now we're headed back to the barn. Got quite a bit cut here today. We got like maybe 90 acres cut this afternoon. Quite a bit of it was dry land. There's probably only 20 of it that was irrigated. There is a chance of rain tonight. I don't know if you can make out them clouds. So, kicked my feeder house off pretty good. And get the rest of this nasty big loose straw and just kind of clean it up right quick. It's amazing how clean these combines are after running them all day. But a cotton stripper you can run for 1 hour and it'd take 7 hours to clean it up good. And this, I mean, it'd take maybe a hard hour and have it perfect. I tilted my header, that way if it rains, it'll run out over there. I need to pop this trap here. Which that's gonna be, I have to dump some grain on the ground here. That way if it rains, water fall out of that. I think that's a lot of grain. Pretty good grain too. Hard to catch that and give it to my wife to make bread with. Be an easy spot to catch some. Note to self. Everything looked like it held together really well. Pretty proud of this machine. It's put some hours in. Her plate luck here looks good. Alright, that's the wrap of the day. Thank y'all for watching. New to the channel, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.